Hello everyone and welcome back to Middle Age Gaming. This is our second episode in the Cheap Gaming series and once again we'll take a look at what the Epic Store has in store for us. So we'll also check out some interesting Steam sales in this weekend. If you recall, last week we had no less than 3 games. I say 3, but if you watch the video you know that it's actually 7 games since 2 of them were bundled trilogy and it was a great catch because there was lots of game and great games. This week we only have 2, but once again the quality is great, so you'll find no complaints here. So if you're like me and you like to count your pennies, these games together on a regular week cost about $75. So that's quite a nice bit of savings. So again, I encourage you to just download it. It's free. So just download it, and if you want to play it later, you can. If you want to delete it, you can as well. These sales from the Epic Store this week that will be free from April 22nd up to April 29th. And there's no point in teasing any longer what games we're gonna talk about since I already told you in the previous video. So our first contender this week here is Alien Isolation. So Alien Isolation is a Sega game developed by Creative Assembly and released in 2014. Which surprised me actually. I thought it was much more recent, but anyway. This game is an unofficial spin off from the first Alien movie. So remember when you were young and you liked Ridley Scott because he still knew how to make great movies. So in the first Alien, you had Ellen Ripley and a ragtag crew which were piloting a cargo spaceship, and along the way they happened to pick up a not so friendly hitchhiker. So just remember when you were watching the screen. If you're in cinema, that means you are quite older than me, but I imagine you watch it on TV. So imagine you were holding your breath in front of your screen, not knowing what the creature was, and there was a delicious tension here. That's some very good nostalgia there. So because of this, I would recommend that you actually watch the first movie in case you haven't seen it. And if you have any reason you haven't seen it, it must be a bad reason because yes, it's a 30, 40 years old movie by now, from the 80s. So it's not really scary. It's more tense than anything, and it's really good. So it's just basically this game is also just an excuse to come back to the Alien movies. From 1 to 4, just forget about Prometheus and Covenant, please. Forget they exist. So Alien 1 to 4, go ahead. That's good stuff. But for the game, you play as Ellen's daughter, Amanda, 15 years after her mother disappeared, so 15 years after the first movie. And she learned that the flight recorder of her mother's ship has been discovered, so of course she wants to know and understand what happened to her mother. So she will penetrate the Sevastopol space station and get what cute pet she will find inside. No spoilers there, it's in the title. So I really love and hate this game in equal parts, really, because it really transcribes tense atmosphere, of the movie. That's fantastic. And trying to escape the alien to reach your goal, it's absolutely addictive and it's terrifying. It's really scary. Like I'm not too much into scary games and I squealed more than once when I get caught by the alien. So let's take a breath now. We're gonna leave Alien and we're gonna leave the scary stuff behind and go to our second game of the week, which is Hands of Fate 2. So probably you don't know this game, or at least it's not very famous, but that's a very fun game to play because I haven't seen that many like this. It's very original. It has been developed by Defiant Development and released in 2017. Of course, that's the sequel of Hands of Fate 1. If you play the one, number 2 is basically the same, but in much better. In this game, you will meet the dealer and his smooth voice. So on that topic, the voice acting is absolutely fantastic. I don't know who's the actor who did the English voice, but 10 out of 10, fantastic. So the dealer will lay cards in front of you, and it's up to you to decide which action you will take. Of course, each action will influence the storytelling. Like a tabletop game such as Dungeon and Dragon, You will have dice deciding if you succeed or fail in your action and how well you will do it. So if you ever played D&D, you know that a critical failure can mean the end of your game. So you very much create your own adventure by interacting with the card in front of you and the dice, of course. So for fights, because along your adventure you will have to fight, the game switch to a third-person action, much like an action RPG, before returning to the board game screen. If you win, if you die, well, game over. So it's spread across 22 unique challenges. I'm just talking about the base game. I actually didn't check the DLC, so I don't know really what they include. But on the base game, you have 22 unique challenges, which plays out like mini stories, tasking you with a wide range of objectives, such as gathering enough clues to identify an assassin or gathering relics. So whether you're looking for challenges or deck building or companion characters or action RPG combat, sorry, you will definitely find something to make your day in this game. And again, I can't repeat it enough, it's free. Just download it. You have nothing to lose. So before we leave you for this week, I want to come back on the nice Steam sales that we have this week, which end on the 26th. So for me, it's tomorrow, so hurry up. That's the Koei Temco Publisher Weekend. So in case you don't know that name, it's okay. I had no clue who they were either. And then I'm gonna tell you a few games, and you'll be it's them. So they have a few different franchises under the name, so you're pretty much sure to find something that you will like. Among other things, they adapt anime slash manga into video games. So you'll find big titles such as Berserk, SNK being Attack on Titan, Fairy Tail. So that's pretty big name in the industry. However, I have never played these games, so I can't tell you if they are good adaptations or not. And if you play this game, tell us in the comments if it's good or not. So maybe in the next sales, because there will definitely be some next sales, we'll know if it's interesting to buy them or not. So the other massive franchise they have Nioh 1 and 2, which you might know. It's pretty famous Soul-like kind of game. I'm not very too much into Soul games, so again, I wouldn't know if it's a good recommendation, but I heard that it's a very good game, so maybe try. There's Dead or Alive, which is a fighting series that you already know, so I'm not gonna get into it. And of course, you have the Atelier series. So if you don't know the Atelier series, they are RPG game very much in the style of Tales of. I discovered it myself about 6 months ago when I finished Tales of Berseria, and Steam recommended Atelier Risa or Lisa. Don't know how to pronounce it, and it seems very nice. So I didn't bought it at the time. Recently, they released Atelier Risa 2. So I think I'm gonna start with Risa with this sales. It's definitely my pick of the week. Maybe I don't know if I have time later. I'll stream it online on the Middle Age Gaming channel on Twitch. We'll see. Of course, for us at our age, it's always hard to pick a time, but we'll see. In this franchise, you have 22 games already in the current count. I didn't know about this. It's actually a very old series, and it even goes ahead. There's actually more games than in the Final Fantasy main opus series. I'm not counting Tactics or Crystal Chronicle and the like, because we might go over that number. But it's a pretty old franchise, and they know what they are doing. So that's a lot of game and genre on sales this weekend for you to explore. So enjoy, but watch your wallet. On Steam, it goes up to 90% discount, but it's not free. So just make sure you watch your wallet and keep some money for next week sales. So that's all for me this week. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell, and I'll see you next week for more cheap or free games. See you, bye bye.